Well, the Travers Stakes is here and gone, but for the second straight year, it is a Bob Baffert trained 3-year-old that wins. 2 years ago, or last year it was Arrogate, and this year it is West Coast going wire to wire, and that surprised maybe a few people, no doubt about that. Bob Baffert not in the house on that Saturday, this past Saturday, but he's with us here this morning on Big Board Sports. We welcome Bob. And Bob, let me ask you, were you surprised that of the performance of your 3-year-old against the rest of that field in the Travers?
Well, I think he tipped us off when I ran him on Belmont Day. I ran him earlier on the undercard, and he ran a really fast race. And 'cause I was thinking of, I almost ran him into Belmont, but we weren't really happy about his race before, so I didn't really feel confident about running him a mile and a half, and so we skipped it and we went into that other race. I think it was a mile and 16th, and he's the one that started out, and then I won 4 that day. He was the first one that won, and so and after that we ran him at Los Alamitos Derby. And he's the kind of horse that we find out that he wants to. He doesn't like to be on the lead if they're going really fast. You know, you just can't send him away from there. But yesterday we were just him-hawing about with Mike. I said, well, he comes from off the pace, but going a mile and a quarter, and there wasn't a lot of fast horses in there. And so I left it up to Mike, like, if he jumps away from there, doing really well, just don't take too much away from him. But the horse can have looked, that's probably the best he's ever looked in any race. He was really relaxed. He used to be a little bit rambunctious in the paddock, and going to the paddock, going to the gate, and he was really putting it all together. And yesterday he just acted like a real gentleman and didn't waste any energy. So Mike put him on the lead because it was just, he broke so well that he was there, and there was really nobody really pressing or anything. Everybody was comfortable with their position, so he just stayed right there.
Bob, let me ask you about the relationship that you have carved out for many years with Mike Smith, because he said leading up to that race, talking about the game plan, how you expect this race to be run, that you told him, do whatever you want. And obviously he did whatever he wanted, and then that was go right to the lead, stay on the lead. But how about the relationship between you and Mike, and then what he was able to pull off on Saturday?
Well, there has to be. And, and the thing is, once a rider knows, these jockeys, once they know, sometimes they're going to have to make a bold move. And sometimes that bold move, it might not work out. And he knows, I told him, look, whatever happens, you do it. I've told this with Arrogate. Don't worry. If it doesn't work out, I'm not going to be upset.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work out. It's like anything. You throw an interception, you throw an interception. It's just
right.
That's the way. Sometimes they're not all touchdowns. So afterwards we'll go over and we'll say, you know what, maybe, Mike's the kind of guy that you can talk to afterwards. And I said, Mike, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. I don't think I had him as ready, just like Arrogate. I said, I just didn't have him there for you. He just wasn't there. I could tell. It was like yesterday, American Anthem. I talked to him afterwards. He just wasn't there. And I said, Bob, I didn't know whether to, go after him. But I said, you know what, I could tell from the start that American Anthem, he just didn't run his race. He just wasn't. He was lucky to run third. He just, he didn't run like race he did at Belmont. And so, the day starts out like that. I said, don't worry about it, but Dre Fong, I think Dre Fong will give it to you. And so, and after Dre Fong won, I said, well, we're good. We're in good shape now. And with that other horse, it's all, we won one. There was a lot of pressure because he got beat on the good mare, Songbird.
Yep.
The American Anthem, and that gets into, you start, you don't want, it's just natural that we start, well, wow, maybe we don't want to lose any confidence here, because, but Mike, he just, he went back to the huddle and called the right play, and we won the Travers, so, it just happens.
Trainer Bob Baffert with us here on Big Board Sports 104.5, the team, ESPN Radio, of course, victorious in the Travers, back-to-back years now, Arrogate and then West Coast. Bob, I don't want to project any emotions on you, so explain it to me if I'm off here, but these back-to-back wins in the Travers the last 2 summers in Saratoga, does that take any sting away from American Pharoah's year? I know you felt some disappointment anyway after that race.
Well, I think I learned a lot from that Travers. I'd love to have a redo. You can't get them, and I was so upset. When he got beat, and I just things didn't work out. But it was such an awesome day, and it was just I was so overwhelmed the day before when I trained them, and everybody was there. I just felt like I let not only did I let the horse down, but I let everybody, the racing, well down when he didn't win that up there. That would have been so monumental for him to go ahead and just undefeated. But you learn from your losses. I learned so much from that, and unfortunately after he got beat, we got back here, and it was like we were greeted by no one. We got back to the barn. That's the only thing wrong with that. It's funny. You can win the Kentucky Derby, whatever, but I was even talking to our chairman about it. Like California Chrome. They won the Derby, the Preakness, and they got beat in the Belmont when they got back. He said, there was nothing going on. It was hey, where's everybody?
Right.
Everybody's calling, and so everything ends. It just ends, and so you have that. You're on this roll, and the rush, and all that. And then all of a sudden, the party didn't continue. The party stopped. So then I was in a position where, do we retire the horse? Because and maybe we don't need to get him beat. Just like Arrogate, there's a lot of pressure with Arrogate. Especially when he got beat. Like he can't. If he would have run another bad race the other day, that was it. That's not going to happen anymore. So there's a lot of pressure that goes with that. But unfortunately, he did try to run a little bit at the end, and he didn't. He made a good showing of himself. So. But he got beat by a nice horse too. You can't. You got to be on your. This time of year, there's some good horses out there. You got Gunrunner, Collected now, and these older horses and these 3-year-olds. They start coming around. But it was just nice to be. My boys were up there. They went up there to the Travers. They never been to the Travers, so they got to represent me there. So they had a good time. But I would have loved to have been there, but I stayed here to run a horse for a good client of mine in the Paddle Bryan yesterday, but then the horse got hurt the day before, so he was a heavy skillet, so it was tough. Friday was a tough day for me. It was just, that's why this game is just one day you can be, it's a roller coaster. I was so down on Friday night, but, so is tomorrow, and so tomorrow came, and, we saw what happened. That's what I love about this sport. It's tough. It's not for the weak.
We're talking with Bob Baffert. He wins the Travers again with West Coast on Saturday. And, of course, the other horse that we follow a lot with Baffert is Arrogate, last year's winner. And we know what kind of run he has been on, but he's lost his last couple of races. Can you put your finger, Bob, on what's wrong? And is there any chance he wouldn't run in the Breeders' Cup?
Well, there's always that chance of any of them, if they're not doing that well. He's going to have to be doing extremely well, better than he was his last few runs. And right now, I just feel confident that he came out of the race better than he went in. I can see it. He's getting used to this track. He struggled with it a little bit, but I don't think that's an excuse why he got beat. I think he just was, I just changed my plans with him, and I ended up running him in that race. But I think if I would have just waited and run him like I did, I was going to run him in the mile and a quarter race. He would have been fine. But sometimes I've learned a lot from it. You learn from your losses. And so sometimes you just get caught up in all just like Pharoah got caught up in all the hoopla, and you think, well, nobody can beat them, but they're all beatable if they're not ready to roll. And the San Diego State short is way back, and you track was different then. It's started. I think the track is starting to settle in now and stuff. So just, you know, so it's playing fair now. So it's but he, like I said, collected. You can't take away from him. He did run an outstanding race, and I knew he was going to be tough to beat. I knew training for home. I go, you know, this is going to be. He's running down a pretty fast horse here, so so it's nice to have those stars. At least, you know, people say I didn't look very happy. I'm not. When I beat myself once like that, I'm really not happy because there's always a loser or whatever. You know, you're just, you know, there's no such thing as a dead heat with those things.
Sure.
But I was glad to see Arrogate. At least he was. It was a conflicted win because he needed to do something. And once the next day all the figures came out and how fast they ran and everything, it made me feel like, well, okay, we're still in the game. We're still in the hunt, and I've got, you know, the best horse in the world. I've got to beat twice now, so that's just, you know, it's tough. You know, it's like watching Usain Bolt. You know what's going on.
Right.
You know, but you can't. You know, you just cannot make a mistake. You know, it's like anything. They're just, you know. So, but you know, they're both doing well. You know, Arrogate looks great. Came out of that race really, really well. So I'm happy. We'll just get him. We'll get him. You know, freshened up, and he'll be ready to roll.
Bob, good luck with Arrogate. We appreciate you coming on here for a few minutes after that Travers victory again, back-to-back. I'm sure that feels good, and I know that the Saratoga racing community always enjoy the relationship they've had with you, and another win in the Travers. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you so much.